Dreadnought. I have the 4 seals, the 4 swords, 3 wraths. So it's 11.
Oh, yeah, 11. Thanks, Andrew.
Game 3. Yep. All right, I'm going to lead things off with a secluded step. Go ahead.
All right, thanks, Will. Good luck.
Yep, good luck.
Island pass.
All right, I'll untap, I'll draw. Yeah, mountain, go ahead.
End of turn, I'll opt.
Okay.
I'll bottom.
All right.
Draw for opt. Draw for turn. Island pass.
Alrighty, I will, let's see. I'll cycle a Forgotten Cave on your instep.
Yep.
Okay, I'll untap, draw for turn. I will. Yeah, I'll play a Plains, and then I'll play a Seal of Cleansing.
Counterspell.
Okay. Your go.
Draw. Island portent myself.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. These are fine. I will go. Like that. And yeah, that's fine. And then during your upkeep, draw.
Okay, on your end step, I'm gonna cycle a Spark Spray.
Sure. Wait, does that do anything when you cycle it?
No, it doesn't. It's just a red cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on your end step, I'll draw for that, and then upkeep, untap upkeep, your portent. And then I'll draw for turn.
Yep.
Okay, I'll play a mountain. Then I will. I'll cycle a Forgotten Cave.
Yep.
And then I'll pass to you.
All right. Untap. Draw. To my left. Tell me when. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I just played a land. 6 cards. Pass.
All right, I'll cycle a Slice and Dice on your instep.
Yep.
Draw for that. I'll untap, draw for turn. I will play a Plains and pass to you.
End of your turn. Cast Impulse.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. I will take that.
Go get dice.
Sure.
Got my dice. Here we go.
Okay. I'm going to untap and draw. Draw. Island. Portent myself. 1, 2, 3. Thinking. I'm gonna shuffle.
Okay.
You have 6 cards?
I have 5 in hand.
5, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I'll pass.
Okay. On your end step, I'll cycle. Let's see. I will cycle a Decree of Justice for 2.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so let me. That's why I grab my dice. I'm just gonna put a 2 here if that's cool.
Yep.
So draw off the cycle.
Keep, I'll draw, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then I'll draw for turn. Okay. C5. Land and attack you for 2.
18.
Okay. I will play a Seal of Cleansing.
Counterspell?
Yep. Let's see. Go ahead.
2, 3, 4, 5. Untap. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
Island pass.
All right. Untap. Draw. Let's see. Play a Dust Bowl. Attack you for 2.
16.
And then pass to you.
And a turn impulse.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Take 1. Go to my turn. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
Cards in hand?
I have 4.
I'll put 2 blue in my pool.
Mm-hmm. Gush.
Turn
I
2
assume.
islands. Yep. Gush.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
1, 2. Use the 1 blue, cast Dreadnought, retaining priority.
Yep.
Attempt to cast Vision Charm.
Yep.
Good?
Yes. That is good.
Phase. Island for turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards.
Okay. And then you're passing, right? Okay.
You have 4 in hand, you said?
Yeah, I have 4. All right, so I'll draw. Let's see. Here it's 16. Yeah, it's attack you for 2.
14.
And then let's play a Battlefield Forge.
Sure.
And I will, let's see. I'll cast Eternal Dragon.
How big is he again?
He's a 5/5 flyer.
Do you have lifelink or anything?
No.
And that leaves you with 4 cards or 3?
I have 3 in hand.
That's fine.
All right. Pass to you.
Untap.
Mm-hmm.
Upkeep.
Yep.
Drop. Tech for 12.
Yeah, so I go to I'm bad at math. I go to 8, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if you take it.
Yeah, I take it.
All right. Second main. Let me think for just a second. Second main. Lay down island.
Mm-hmm.
I'll portent you.
Try to remember. So if you portent me, you see the top 3 cards of my deck.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you put them back how you want them, right? Or you make me shuffle.
Yep.
And then you would draw on my upkeep.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Okay. So let me. This is weird with my camera. How are I supposed
I don't
to
care.
do this?
Honestly, Will, I don't care if you see him. You can just flip him.
Wait, that's 4 cards. That's the 4th. Here, I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna be a good sport. So you just tell me. Just
Lower him a
point to
little.
the lower him a little. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yep, I can see it. So the card that is touching your fingers, you can put on top.
This one. This
Yeah.
one on top.
Yeah.
So like the topmost of the 3. This one.
Yep.
Okay, so that's topmost.
And then the other 2 you can just put under in any order.
Okay. So like that.
Yep.
Okay. All right, and then you're passing, right?
Correct.
Okay. On your end step, I'll mistap my lands. Oh, I'll take 1 off of Battlefield Forge and cycle a Secluded Step. So put me to 7 over there.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'll draw, and then I'll untap, and then you draw off the portent.
Yeah.
And then I'll draw for turn. Let's see. You have 7, I think, right? Or 6 in hand, something like that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
Okay. I'll attack you for 7.
Yep. Go 7.
Okay. I'm gonna play land, and then I'm going to Wrath of God.
I will. That leaves you with 2 cards or 3.
2 cards after with the Wrath on the stack.
All right. In response, I'll Vision Charm my knot.
Ooh. So that phases him. I'm just dead then, right? Because he comes back on your next turn.
Dead unless you can do anything.
Yeah, no, I cannot do anything. I am dead.
GG.
I had a second Wrath in hand.
I was kind of hoping you'd Wrath because I don't know what shenanigans you had because you had like lethal on board.
Yeah, I drew a lot of lands that game. I was.
So I'll tell you a funny keep. I'll tell you afterwards. Actually, speaking of lands. I'll tell you after the match. My keep was a little bit silly.
Yeah, I was debating. I was debating there whether to, because I had the seal cleansing. I was debating, do I jam it turn 2? Like, I don't know. I want to like respect the like the days and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's right, but like,
there's no perfect information.
The longer the game goes, the worse days gets. It's only good to pitch to foil.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I already outkicked my coverage. I took one. You got any kids, Will?
No, I'm 23. I would hope I don't have any kids.
Oh, you're a young man. Dear God, you're like half my age.
No, it's
What the fuck? I feel so old.
Premodern community is like a bunch of boomer dads. It's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to think he was young until I met this Will.
Yeah. All right, I will be on the play again. Well, things are going good for you. At least you're splitting the pre-board games. At least you may sweep them. So.
Yeah. Better than Will P did. I'm gonna have to bust his balls about that.
Man, the mono blue StifleNoughts are out in force this month, man.
I know. I just listened to Andrew and Mike and Jared's sweet episode on it today. It was actually a really good episode. Mike Harris was spot
on. Let's see. Yeah, I'll keep this one.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Coolio. I'll lead off with a seclude step yet again.
Yep. Good play.
Go ahead.
Draw. Island go.
Okay. So we'll untap. We'll draw. I'll play a Battlefield Forge, and I will play a Seal of Cleansing.
I'll return the island. Daze it.
No. Go ahead.
Draw. Island. Opt.
Okay.
I'll just draw it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pass.
All right. Untap. Draw. Let's see. Okay, let's play a Dust Bowl and pass to you.
Untap, draw, island go.
All right, let's cycle a Renewed Faith on your end step.
Sure.
Put me up to 22. Draw off that, and then I'll... that makes things interesting. Put me down to 21, and I'll cycle a Forgotten Cave.
Sure.
Okay, untap. Draw for turn. Let's play a mountain. And well, I'm tapping that wrong. Another Seal of Cleansing.
Cards in hand?
I have 4.
Yep, that's good.
Let's see here. You have how many cards in hand?
7.
Oh my gosh. Then I'll pass things over to you.
All right, I'll draw.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have untapped? A mountain and a battlefield forge?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Island for turn. Thinking. Hmm. Three cards. Huh. All right. I will cast a Dreadnought retaining priority.
Yep.
I will attempt to Vision Charm it.
Huh. Interesting. Let's see if I gives you with more mana the next turn. Let's let's see. Yeah, I'll just blow my seal on your Dreadnought.
Stifle.
No. Okay. In response to the Vision Charm still, I'll take 1 and try to swords your Dreadnought.
I'll return 2 islands in response and cast Gotch.
Uh-huh.
1, 2. I'll discard an island.
Oh no, he got the nuts over there.
Boomerang and foil it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Phase out.
Yep.
All right, pass. I have 4 cards.
I'll cycle a Forgotten Cave on your instep.
You got it.
Untap. Draw for turn. Let's play a Plains. You have how many cards in hand right now?
4.
You have 4.
You have 3.
Yeah, I have 3. I'll play a Lightning Rift.
Yeah, Lightning Rift is good.
Okay, then I'll play another Seal of Cleansing.
Yep.
And then I will pass to you.
Untap.
Yep. So yeah, so before you draw, I'll try to seal your Dreadnought.
Stifle.
Are you serious? Oh, the nuts, yeah.
The actual nuts. Draw. 12.
Yeah, I go to
If you want to see it, yeah, I have another foil actually.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm
Sorry.
I'm just dead, I think, right? I get 1 draw and you can just,
Just foil it. Yeah,
I'm
that was
just
insane.
dead. I'm just dead.
Oof. I had to triple bag it just like I told you I would.
Yeah. I think I said on Facebook, it's like just draw Dreadnought with like triple protection and you're good to go.
Just draw the nuts. That's all you have to do, easy. Ah, that's crazy.
Now I have to run it back 3-0.
Man, I had an 0-2 sideboard plan. I don't know what I'm going to do up 2-0, though.
Here's my pile of cards coming in. And I felt so good about that game. Like, I had the answers.
Dude, I mean, post board, I'm in big trouble. So that is, I don't know. This will be interesting.
Now you actually, I feel like you actually do have to have like triple backup. Like double backup is usually enough against my deck, like pre-board, but like double protection.
4 backup here.
4. Let's see, that comes out.
I'm not sure if that's possible. Those stifles were helpful.
One other card.
This is the first time I've ever portented my opponent.
I mean, it's relevant, I guess. Just like keep me, Make sure this is. Yeah.
Will, that's so many blasts.
Yeah, you're just like looking at my deck list over there. In December, I will not be playing 5 blasts. It's too many. I don't need 5 blasts. I just had like a super like overloaded sideboard for certain like archetypes. It's more nuance now going into this next month. I feel like my sideboard. I think I will still have the same amount of cards to bring in, but it'll be slightly different. Just fewer blasts.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's try this for now.
If people were placing bets on like how the pre-board games were going to go, I bet they were not betting 2-0 in favor of StifleNought.
Yeah, that would have been pretty long odds, I think.
They would have made a lot of money if they would have bet that.
Yeah. Especially if it was the Gabe Farkas lines. His lines are suspect.
What do you mean?
I just like a joke about his PSS. He did like he made a market of the most recent PSS 4 players, and I mean it was just very funny. It was also offensive to Aaron Dix. I think he was like his odds were super long. Although he did bring a 76 card deck. So he deserves to get
Let's just go like mountain, plains, 5 blasts. That's my opening 7 dream.
Yeah, there you go. You sit there.
All right, I'll be on the play again.
Again.
Hasn't. Maybe I should choose to be on the draw. I don't know. Being on the play hasn't worked out for. Hasn't worked out for me. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's keep this.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Alrighty. Forgotten Cave, go ahead.
Draw. Island. Portent myself.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yes, I will top them, and I'll top them like. Let me think for a sec. Huh. I'll do. I'll do these.
Alrighty.
And then I'll pass.
Yep.
Draw during your upkeep.
Yep. I'll draw for turn. I'll play a Plains and play a Lightning Rift.
Yep, that resolves.
Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. Land for turn. Pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Play a mountain. And huh. Yeah, let's do. I'll play another Lightning Rift.
Oh wow! So every card you cycle, I take 4.
If I pay, I have to pay 1.
You have to pay 1. Okay. Yeah, that's how many cards does that leave you with?
4 in hand.
4 in hand. Okay, that's good.
And then it's your go.
And a turn. Impulse.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Take 1. Bottom. Draw for turn. Island, go.
Okay. I'll untap. I'll draw a card. Then I'll pass to you.
Draw. Island, go.
All right. On your ends up, I will cycle Renewed Faith, and I'll pay 1 off of one of the Lightning Rifts to shock you. So you'll go to 18, right. I'll go to 22.
Whoops. Yep.
Then I'll draw off the cycle. Then I'll untap and draw for turn. I'll play Secluded Step as my land for turn, and then pass it over to you.
Cards in hand?
I have 5.
All right. Draw for turn.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. All right, I'll put 2 blue in my pool.
Yep.
Return 2 islands, cash.
Yep.
1, 2. You have 5 cards. All right. I have 2 blue in my pool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play a land for turn.
Okay.
Go down to 1 blue, cast Dreadnought, retain priority, go down to 0 blues, and attempt to Vision Charm it.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to oh, this is tough. Let's see. And you have how many cards in hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, let's try to swords your Dreadnought.
Counterspell.
I'll try to red blast your counterspell.
Blue blast.
Yeah, that's good.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Cards in hand?
I have 3.
I'll pass.
See, on your end step, I will cycle a Forgotten Cave.
Yep.
Then I'll untap. I'll draw for turn. I will pass to you with effects on your upkeep.
Okay. Untap. Where am I upkeep?
I will try to your Dreadnought.
What is it?
I'm gonna try to swords your Dreadnought.
Swords. I'll try to foil that, discarding island and opt.
That's fine, and then I'll try to disenchant your Dreadnought.
In response, I'll have 2 blues in my pool. Return 2 islands, attempt to cast Gush.
Yep.
1, 2. I will foil that, discarding island Dreadnought.
Yep. Your Dreadnought lives again.
Jeepers. Go to my draw step.
Yep.
Draw. Attack for 12.
I go to 10.
One, 2, 3, 4 cards in hand. Pass.
Okay. Untap, draw. I'll play a Battlefield Forge and try to Wrath.
Foil.
Again? Are you serious? I'm just dead again. You just had the nuts.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just kept counterspell heavy hands and just hope I could draw into shit. I didn't keep anything with like stifles or vision charms or dreadnoughts. I just luckily got into a lot of counters.
Holy moly. So that game you got through five answers?
Yeah, I mean Gush and foil isn't too bad, I guess. Yeah. That didn't play out at all how I thought it would. Trust me. I was talking to my friends and I was honestly, I was thinking about going for a sideboard plan in which I just deck you.
Yeah, that's viable.
Yeah, and just
I still
bring
think this matchup is super favored for my deck.
I couldn't agree more. I think I just going 3-0 there is really wild. I don't really have any answer for that one.
You got the magic gods on your side. You're destined to win.
Yeah, that's the truth today. So the first hand I kept, I told you, you said you had a lot of lands. I said, speaking of lands, I figured in game 1 and game 2, I just needed to take a lot of time to set up, like sculpt my hand. And it didn't really matter what I had. I actually kept a hand with 6 islands and a counter spell was my opener. Believe it or not. Yeah. Andrew, what'd you think?
Yeah, Andrew, did you think that match is going to go 3-0 in favor of StifleNought? It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, basically I knew I was coming into this, and I was just not going to take a mulligan unless I drew like no lander or like 1 land and no search spells like an opt or a portent, because I just needed cards to get through all the stuff you had. It was like my whole strategy in game 1 and game 2.
Right, that game 3, I had like 4 answers for a Dreadnought in my hand, like pretty early, like by turn 3. God, I felt so good about that game 3 because I was gonna, if you didn't do anything, I was gonna cycle the Forgotten Cave, hit you for 4, untap, like play land, have mana to do 3, like have 3 ways of killing the Dreadnought. Golly, yeah, you won through that deck can do anything. You won through the deck. There's 19 ways of dealing with the Dreadnought. Crazy.
I will say in game 3, so I kept a hand that was 1 land and a portent. So you know, I portented into 1 land and got into my second one with impulse, but I got lucky. So like I kept a hand with 3 foils. My opener was 3 foil, 2 gush, and an island and a portent. So I kept it because foil is insane. Obviously, foil and gush are all insane. And by the time I played that 4th land, I think it was my 4th land, I don't remember, and I ran out of spells to play. I just like, I was gonna have to gush and start discarding. I felt like or I was gonna have to discard something. So I tapped the 2, I gushed into the Dreadnought, and I already had the Vision Charm. So that was really lucky. That gave me the chance to go off right there. Otherwise, like I could have been searching for the Dreadnought for a while and just like dicking around. So I feel like that was a really lucky draw. That exact turn.
So what's my sideboard changes? Are you telling me I need like 7 blast effects in the sideboard? Need to go up to like 7 blasts?
I don't know. I mean, you drew 1 blast that game. I mean, if you had 2 blasts, I was just dead. Like if you blast the gush, I'm just toast. Or I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because like with this deck, if you can protect it 3 times, most decks aren't holding on to 4 answers. You know what I mean? Like at that point, you're in top deck mode.
Right. I was expecting to like split games 1 and 2, and then maybe win like 2-1 in like the back 3 games or something. Because
The problem is like the only problem, as far as I see it, is your deck doesn't put any pressure on me. So
that game 3, I had some pressure. What you talking about? Double rift?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sort of. I was on a clock. It was definitely a clock. Like games 1 and 2, there's basically no pressure. I can sit there for 10 turns and get like a 3 or 4 counter backup. And like stifles, like extra stifles, it just
yeah, that can take out the seals if I go off with the seal plan, you know.
Yeah.
No, they're from Magic 25.
Those are
I have
Those
like all
originally
modern
were
boards.
promo, weren't they? Weren't they like promo circa like 2000 or something? Yeah, I think it's the full art Disenchanted. Who drew that? Who painted that, Will?
It says Heather Hudson.
Yeah, that's a full art Disenchant, Andrew. Yeah, those are sweet.
Yeah, what I was gonna do for December was go down to 3 blasts. I have a Chroma's Vengeance in the sideboard too, is like a 2 of. Cut those, play 2 Cleansing Meditation and 2 Meltdowns to like have cheaper board wipes for artifacts or enchantments.
I like Meltdown a lot too because I think it's yeah, I like Meltdown against Parfait.
That's the main thing. That matchup's terrible for my deck, so I want like cheap board wipes for
Yeah. I mean, I don't
artifacts
know how much
enchantments.
better it gets for you, but it's still a good card.
Oh, it's still probably disgustingly bad. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so now you play. It's a mono blue mirror match. You play against mono blue stasis. It's a mono blue combo versus mono blue prison.
Okay, I played against Stasis. Okay, I played against Stasis in my pod. So I got to wrap.
Quick check. Can you guys hear me in the chat? I think you should be able to.
Yeah, I know
now.
the last one, Andrew. Like your audio was weird.
I know. I think at first I
couldn't
thought
hear
it
you.
was the mic not being close enough, but I had said it, and I don't know. I must have done an update on Twitch, and it reset it to default, but the default wasn't. This wasn't the right mic. You have to look like everywhere because it's like the Twitch program will be screwed up, or the stream program will have something of a hiccup. But yeah, it's much better now. I'm trying to think what else there is. Anybody got any questions out there now that you can hear me?
It must have been my old man wisdom that got me through that one. Will's so young.
You just gotta give you gotta give the other Will your draw power. Like give him some of your just draw like a.
I was like, did Jeff just cast like Brain Geyser or something? It's like wrong format. He's like, oh, you're gonna draw.
I'm just gushing.
Like, yeah.
Just sitting here gushing.
Yeah, you're gushing and gushing.
See, Jeff, there was one spot where I was like, do I blast the gush? But I've always had the mindset of like, I've never been one to like counter or deal with like the cantrip. I usually deal with like the actual, because you only have 4 dreadnoughts and I have like 20 ways of dealing with it. So I just have to deal with 4 dreadnoughts and like it's game over. Typically the second one, if I can deal with like 2, it's usually like probably lights out because I can just start cycling a ton.
I don't know. My only comment on that is the gush. I mean, the island's already in my hand, but it gives me extra. The 2 cards gives me extra ammo for a foil, which is a big deal.
That is true.
Okay, we've got a really. This one's mine for the fans out there. For Jeff, do you own Menendian's Gush book, and if so, is it in the room with you?
No, I'm familiar with the work, but no, I don't own a copy. If he's out there and someone has a signed copy, though, I live at 4236 Blue Beach Lane.
How applicable is that book to Premodern, though?
There's probably
I'm assuming it's
well, I mean,
like...
he talks about it since it was printed. I think the book goes from when it was first printed to like vintage now or something. But some of that older stage before modern sets came out and stuff, there might be some relative usefulness in there.
I'm assuming it's a little bit like Jack Nicklaus in The Shining, where he's sitting there writing the same phrase over and over, and it's like, return to islands, gosh. Return to islands, gosh. Return to islands, gosh.
Probably. Let's see.
No offense to Steven.
Yeah, I've bumped into it a couple times.
And I think there's another mono blue StifleNought deck in the semifinals on the other side of the bracket.
Yep.
So Jeff, if you win that, you're gonna be up against the you may be up against the StifleNought mirror. So
it's rampant. It's like hotter than the flu right now. Really the episode today, Andrew. I was talking to Mike about it earlier because it was really, really good. It was just a great analysis.
Yeah, I mean, he's
so
played
what's the correction
multiple
for the metagame?
varieties.
What's the metagame going to do to deal with StifleNought everywhere?
What? White could have Abolish.
I don't know.
I'd imagine Abolish would show up in decks that have land tax more strongly because that takes out enchantment or artifact, right? abolish.
Yeah, he said if you're playing green cards, City of Solitude.
Yeah.
Or someone
Yeah.
said City of Solitude.
Yeah, they said the city.
Helpful.
Yeah. Defense grid, but not exactly.
Which is like a good sideboard card in general.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's in my Enchantress builds.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean maybe a little more. I feel like Duress and Cabal Therapy have lost favor a touch. Maybe those start coming back a little stronger.
Hey, High Chimeras, are you out there still? I just play elves in and not meta. I'm trying to think what else I would do. For red, you have what? Crash? Is that if you've got a mountain, you can get 0 and pay? Meltdown's great. Well, you had mentioned Meltdown. I've used that.
Yeah.
Just blown
2 in my sideboard.
Yeah.
For this next month, I think that's what I'm gonna roll with. 2 of those.
Oh, there's High Chimeras.
Good against StifleNought, in my opinion.
I was trying to think what other cards.
I mean, it's like it's weaker than like a disenchant effect because you can your blue blaster live against, and it's a sorcery. I mean, it deals with it, but it's like not as good as like a swords or like a disenchant, you know.
Are we talking about Meltdown stuff?
Yeah, Meltdown.
Yeah. I don't think Meltdown is particularly good against StifleNought.
Yeah.
I think it's a good card. I just bought a couple actually because I do think it's a good card in the meta in general.
I think it comes in against StifleNought just because it's like a card that can deal with it, but it's not your best like line of defense.
Yeah, it's an answer. I'd rather. Yeah, I wanted it in against all these parfait decks.
I know the only reason I came up with Crash was I was flipping through a binder and saw that I randomly have a foil one. I was like, oh. But what
does Crash do?
I think it's if you have a mountain in hand, or if you discard a mountain, you cast Crash for free. I'm trying to think where it went. What's in the range? Shiny old binder? Nope.
Is there a red gush to go with it?
Oh god, it's that one's. What is it? Let the opponent draw 3 cards or lose 5 life. I can't think which that one is. What is that? I know it's Mark Poole. I think it's the artist. You guys, the answer is Chandler. You're gonna bring in friends? That's awesome. I'm trying to remember what Chandler does. Well, they type it out. Crash is 2 in a red instant. You may sack a mountain instead of paying the casting cost, destroy an artifact.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's the that may be viable. It's for like Sly maybe or something. Certain decks would work in if you've got the red for it. Let's see. Yeah, permanent that destroys artifacts. Chandler destroys permanents that are artifacts, and it's repeatable as he's a creature. There's some other. What about the shamans?
The shaman,
the gorilla shamans.
Shaman only does its non-creature artifacts.
Boo.
Most people don't know that. I just learned that about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, those are always
Vandal though.
So Andrew, what do you think about my my 4 Seal of Cleansing in the main deck for cycling?
For cycling? Wait, you can
for my deck. I have 4 Seal. Yeah, for Rift. Yeah.
I mean, in the meta with that much, I mean, there's plenty of hate out there. Whatever you're playing. So I mean, it targets dreadnoughts, it targets cursed totems, cursed scrolls, what else? Sabo's webs.
Live just
there's
against
a lot
just
of things
about everything.
Yeah.
My thinking is like the deck. Typically, most lists they're already prepared for creatures, but like there's a massive blind spot for artifacts and enchantments. Like there's usually people play either 0 or 1 seal, and like that's it. It's like that's not enough.
I usually have a minimum 1 seal, 1 the Ore of Silence. Sometimes it's more.
Yeah,
I'm running it back with 4 this next month. It's been insane. Yeah. It's been so good.
I'd probably
Ore of Silence is it.
Yeah, that thing's backbreaking. I always love when someone drops the second one. It's like, and next game.
You're never casting.
Yeah, I'm never
Shoot
casting
those
anything.
out.
It's like
Oh
two,
my god.
It's like 2 chills. It's like I'll pay 7 attack with the ball lightning. Ugh. The worst is gloom when you have cop out.
Disenchant effects are so hot right now.
Yeah. Devout Witness. Is Devout Witness?
Yeah, so like my deck is very weak against
Eternal.
Treetop Villages and Mistress Factories. Like anything that has like 3 toughness, it can be tough for my deck to hit. So I have 2 Dust Bowls and the 4 Seals to like try to mitigate.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Seals would take out the factories.
Exactly.
Dealing with the treetops, you have to have them activated, and then you'd have to throw 2 Lightning Rift cycles at it.
Yeah, if I just have Dust Bowl mana open, they just never swing. Like if I have a Seal or a Dust Bowl out, it just kind of keeps them from, you know.
At what point do you switch to being more aggressive against the lands rather than just the like staring each other down? I'm assuming you'd go for when you have more lands because you don't want them to be outpacing you on mana.
Right. I don't know. It's tough. So I mean, against that's actually one thing against like the Rock. That's like the main deck playing the Treetop Villagers. I'm probably gonna have some Exalted Angels in my sideboard for this next month because I've noticed creatures that are like 4+ toughness, like my removal's kind of stretched a little bit thin against creatures like that. So I kind of want to like drop an Angel and like race.
Oh, now that I think about it, how have the Eternal Dragons been doing for you, and have you bounced them back to your hand to recast, or have you been just using them
it's weird. It's weird. So I usually do aggressively like Plane Cycle initially just to increase spell density is huge because there's certain, if I have a lot of land out, there's turns where I can chain together like 4 cycles.
Yeah, exactly.
And just like set up your hand. It really depends. If it's a situation where like I need to be aggressive, I'll cast it. Like you saw that game, I think it was game 2. I was like, let me try, or was it? I can't remember what game it was. One of the games, I dropped that and had the 2 tokens, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna like force Jeff to do something. And I had the double wraths, and I had the mana to play around the to not get dazed.
Yeah.
So that was my plan there. But there is sometimes where I will have Lightning Rifts out. And I'll just pay 5, bring back the dragon, and Plane Cycle, and then shock, and then just get all the planes out of my deck. If it's like a longer game, a grindier game, like I'll take that line and just get all the lands out, shock them a little bit. Yeah, exactly. And then you can make a huge decree.
Yeah.
And then.
Oh,
that one land you had into the turn was so juicy. I was like, oh, please plow my dude. He's leaving it open for a plow.
How often, if ever, do you get to cast it for Angels?
You mean like a hard
casting is decree.
Decree?
Yeah.
Against like aggressive creature deck sometimes. If I can get up to like 8 mana, like I'll just make 2 4/4s, and sometimes that's enough to just close.
I've definitely had people just keep swinging with little guys, and I keep swatting them, and it's like at the end being like, you had me if you made 2 or 3 Angels, because I might, depending on if you know their deck well enough. If you know they have Wrath, you might think differently.
I won one of my pod games. It was like a green. It wasn't green black rock. It played that card where you sacrifice a dude and you get like a big dude. One of the games went super
Natural
long.
Balance or something like.
Yeah. Natural order, something like that. Yeah. One of the games went super long, and I made like 4 Angels and just kind of like took over because he had a lot of 4 toughness guys. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna like trade
if they've
with
already
your
paid lands and stuff. It's like that Alpha Strike with 16 damage. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always love dropping.
I wonder how long one of our sideboard games would go. I actually was thinking about bringing in the powder kegs.
I'm surprised. Yeah, usually.
Well, they won't take out enchantments.
It's weird.
So, the rift in the slides, if there's any slides, wouldn't get damaged.
No.
Yeah.
No, I would have had to dispel those or counter those or blast those if we were going long.
Yeah.
But I feel like, Jeff, if the game goes that long, you probably just lose, right? I don't know. I feel like you're kind of pressured to doing your thing when I don't have a ton of lands out with all my answers. So you can like
Yeah.
overload me.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to go that long. Where you're hard casting for angels.
Yeah. Well, sweet. Good game, guys.
Yeah. Well, that did not go how I expected it to, Will.
Jeff was expecting to pack his bags and be on up out of here.
Yeah, but instead it was Gush, Stifle. Oh, that stopped. Okay, Vision Charm.
Triple.
No, it's something else.
Protection for his Stifle.
What?
For his Dreadnought.
Foil, Babs, yeah. 3 foils the last game.
Are your cards double or
Gosh,
triple
3
sleeve
foil.
there, Jeff? Are they used to having like 3 backups so they're safe?
I think I 4-bagged in there. That was
Yeah.
helpful. That was couldn't feel anything.
Oh, what's this? Oh, do you want to raid? Sure, I don't remember how to raid Mike, but I will raid. Is he? How long is you going live there, Mike? And Drills. What's I'm trying to think. Does anybody know what the round is on the gauntlet? Are they down to like the 32 or the 16 or?
I'm not sure.
There's so much content, I can't keep up with it
I
all.
know it's so much content. It's a good problem to have. It's amazing.
Round 2, so top 32.
When's the finals of the Fall Brawl? Is that decided yet?
Might be Ryan versus Corey is the round of 32.
How's it been drawn out that long? That's my question. It's like a long.
I'm trying to think. They started mid-late September, went through August. Yeah, that's really drawn out.
What is happening?
Like,
we're already.
I mean, I can't speak against being drawn out long because you'll get somebody who's on vacation and it's like But the other
It would
side
be like
will be
November
like,
monthly. The month ends what, like today, tomorrow, and like the whole month's tournament will be over within like a week probably.
Oh yeah. We're actually this month is actually fast.
Oh yeah, people are gung ho. It's great.
Top 8 start. Oh yeah, mid-November was the start of the top 8. Is from Hike Mares. Let's see. Is he gonna? I'm trying to think what else. Oh, for the viewers, I know you talked about it, Mike, on the last one with your memory jar. I'm trying to remember, what arts did you have him stick in there? And because I know you had said like he gave you options because the art was bigger, he could play with stuff. I think more, right? That you want.
Oh yeah.
Some cards
so
out.
he had like 2 corners to work with. So when I played the deck way back in the day, it had Megrim in it, obviously.
Yeah.
So he drew that in, and that's actually Donato's art. And then he drew in a Mox Diamond too in the other top corner.
Okay.
And everything else is basically
From the original.
like verbatim. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Thanks.
But Andrew, if you don't like mulliganing, yeah, you should play my deck. I think I only mulliganed once this whole month.
I've been having bad months.
Like the range of keeps are like so insane. Like I've kept 6 landers with like 3 cycle lands like all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I've kept anything between like 2 and 6 lands as long as there's like some cycle stuff. Like you're good to go.
Have you ever played?
Yeah.
I just lost it. Stabilizer's the hate card. The one that makes Fluctuator. Since you have you ever tried that?
No, I have not played that deck. Like what tier even is that deck? I know it's like a meme deck. It seems like it does the same thing every game. Like there's not a whole lot of.
Yeah, I mean,
I've watched it on stream like a couple times. It just
Yeah.
What tier did Phil have it in? Did he have it in like tier
4?
Let me look. It's got to be pretty low.
I've got 4 signed stabilizers to play against. If some months like people are like,
Intro.
oh, we're gonna like the month everybody played Enchantress or the month that Everybody played something else. It's like we need like 6 fluctuator decks to come out 1 month, and I'll be like stabilizer.
Introduction to Premodern. Let me see where he has it.
Just start at the back and go forward. Unless
Yeah,
it is
start.
like
Yeah, don't start with tier 1.
Don't start tier 1.
But I mean, that's the thing about my deck, though. Like between the tier 1 and tier 1.5 decks that Phil has, like I feel good against like 6 of the 8 of them. Like Elves feels good, Goblins feels good, Sly feels good, Blue White feels good, Parfait does not feel good. StifleNought is now sus to me because of Jeff.
Well, Flores says that's one of the top decks in the format.
What? Oh, red white.
Deck. Yeah, Rip
This
Slide.
deck? Yeah.
Maybe he changed his tune a little bit after the PSS. I don't know.
Yeah, he has mouth shut. Yeah, yeah. This deck's like the best deck. Just gets obliterated. Poor guy.
I mean, I played.
I'm not even seeing it. I don't even know if Phil
it's
included
even in the
it.
list.
Fluctuator. I thought.
Fluctuator. There it is. I found it. It's in tier 3.
Yeah,
that
seems about right.
Yeah.
I mean, the tiers are very broad.
Yeah.
Is there that sounds about right. I mean, it's definitely not tier 2. But it has some game. I mean, either wins or it doesn't. It beats Elves.
Yeah.
I think Phil has my deck in tier 2. Yeah, tier 2.
What's Enchantress? I'm assuming Enchantress is tier 2.
Enchantress is tier 2 as well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's approaching tier 1.
Yeah. Sometimes we've got. Well, we had at LobsterCon we had top 4. May I top forward and then tanked because I did a Gaia's Blessing wrong. Probably still would have lost. He had the second game where I screwed up, in the third game that we just played for the hell of it. He had Hunting Echoes. So I was screwed either way. Yeah, I've lived through one where they didn't get either Blessing. I had an Oath and a Nishoba, and somehow I was able to cycle it and keep like 6 cards actively in the deck. Felt like I was playing Doomsday, but a green deck. that was a weird.
So Jeff, typically when you go for the combo, how many like backups do you typically have? Like, do you have like 2 double backup? Is it like single backup? Like, what's usually the?
It just depends on the
like
matchup. It's a lot easier to put the lines together in the open deck list top 16s, just because I know exactly what's in your deck. Like when I played my top 16 match against Elves, I know his deck list has 0 artifact removal, right? So I just jam. I would mull. I had it in my opener, but I would just mull until I got it and just jam it. So it's like it's fully dependent on your matchup, but like, I mean, generally, if it's like game 1 against an unknown, 1-ish, 1.5. I don't know if you have to do too much waiting around.
Yeah, you're not playing Petals, right? So you get to see their first land before you could potentially go off. Yeah,
absolutely, every time.
Yeah, seeing that land will give you some info too on a unknown.
Yeah, and it's not that hard to have a Daze and a foil deck, and so if you get it down on turn 2, a lot of times Daze is good enough and foil is good enough.
So what are the decks you don't want to see if you're on StifleNought? Like, what are the matchups you want to avoid?
Another StifleNought?
Well, this is I've actually only played 6, 7, 8 matches with it. So
oh my gosh,
I'm not the authority on it, I don't think, but I know Mike Harris said he destroyed Parfait. I don't like the Parfait matchup at all. But I don't know, maybe I was like, I played against the I don't know, Parfait version that had frogs in it. I feel like he might have had some early pressure down and like 2 answers. I had to try and jam it.
Yeah, those frogs.
Yeah.
That was like spore
so
frogs.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't love the Parfait matchup. And I don't love goblins at all. if they're on the play and they have a lackey, it's
Yeah.
really, really, really hard to win game one. You have to get extremely lucky.
Yep.
You have to just jam it, and you have to hope they don't get their Vandal.
Power driver's probably annoying if they start landing stuff. It was always
yeah. I mean, it's very fast. I mean, if they have turn one lackey into either Goblin Matron or Siege Gang, it's over. There's nothing you can do.
Yep.
So I think Goblins is a very tough matchup.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know. The Rock might be tricky.
Just because of all the discard.
Yeah, Pernicious Deed. Pit Rack might be tough. I mean, that's not a lot of people play that, but
I have the decks. I mean, sleeved up over there. I just haven't played much with it. I got on a roll of this deck. I put it together like a month and a half ago. Played a bunch of practice matches, like all but like one of them, and I'm like, oh, sick! This deck is awesome. I'm gonna play this for the monthly, and then, God's top 8. So we'll see. Maybe I'll play Pit Rack one of these days. But this deck is really good against Pit Rack. I've played against just all the cycling because they get where you're drawing off the top, but like every second card I draw has cycling.
Yep.
So I can still get to, whatever I need to get to.
Yep.
I played Pit Rack in the Fall Brawl. I think it's a super fun deck. I do think it's very competitive too. I didn't have good results with it, but the matches were tight. I don't know, like there's not a lot of bad matchups for this deck. When you have counter spells in your deck, then you can also just flat out win basically on turn 2 as well and play 2 different lines. You have a really good chance to win. Counter spells are so fucking good.
They are.
Yep.
See, I used to be a blue player. When I was playing Modern, I was like doing Cryptic Command, Snapcaster StifleNought stuff,
Mm-hmm.
That was my jam.
Black blue was me in Vintage, so. Yeah. To shock people, it's like black blue was my colors in Vintage. I had to play Storm. Yeah, that's what I pretty much played all the time. Or back in the day, playing Hulk Smash, just Psychotog with 1 Berserk, because it was restricted.
No, that's true though, Jeff. That's one of the things about your deck is you do have like just this universal ability to like deal with something, and then just put these 2 cards together and smash the opponent in like 2 turns. Just randomly, just.
Yeah, exactly. And then some decks only have like 4 important cards or 8 important cards, and I have 12 counter spells. That's a layup.
Get them with the days.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you look at somebody coming at you with whatever, and you have both Stifle in hand and Vision Charm, which times do you have difficulty choosing which to use versus?
That's a good question. I want to know that too.
Where like if it's an obvious call, it's an obvious call, but if you have both, and like how do you make that judgment call which one to hold back?
Yeah, I get another one that's very matchup dependent, I would say. But if it's a coin flip or you don't have any other information, generally it depends a little bit on your hand. But like generally, you would it just depends if getting back to your turn, untapping your mana is important. If it is, then you're phasing out your creature, and if it's not, then you're probably stifling your guy and keeping your charm for protection. I think that's how I play it.
Makes sense. Yeah, like if you get into a get-in situation,
if I need to phase him out, if my opponent was tapped out and I have a counter spell back, I'll phase him out to get to my turn. If my opponent's not tapped out and I need that Vision Charm for protection, then I'll stifle it. And then, if my opponent has 4 Seal of Cleansings, then I'll save my stifles.
Yeah.
And stifle all the shit.
Yeah. It seemed like it was similar to the thinking of like when you've got to choose between like a Pyroblast and Reb or the blue versions. Having to figure out which one's useful at that time.
Right.
Probably more so.
Super hand dependent, super matchup dependent. I mean, if you're if your opponent has shit that you can stifle,
Yeah.
then Elves is a good example, right? You want to save your stifles for their Tango Wires.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
I think
if you know
that
they don't have
happened
a
in
lot
your
of
last
artifacts,
match, right? I think
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
seeing that last match. Yeah, that was great. It was like, nope. It's like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, good chatting, guys.
I'm in for 12.
I guess I'll see if we can raid the other guys. I haven't done a raid in a while, so hopefully it works. It's supposed to be just click a button.
All right.
But
I appreciate. It was good to meet you, Will, and
You too, Jeff.
Andrew. Thanks for streaming always. I'm gonna grab some sleep, fellas.
Sounds good.
See ya. See you guys.
See you next monthlies, Will.
See ya.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Later.